Welcome, guys, to the second episode of Streamers in Progress. Today we will be, well, you know what? Let's talk about who we are again. So, this is the stream for streamers, for small streamers especially. That is going to be a growing process for not only us but for you guys as well. And the idea is to kind of get us all together and learn from one another's successes and failures, to hopefully all progress and be successful at this. So today is just that. It is the successes and failures episode for the most part. Might lean more towards successes right now, but we will definitely talk about our failures. So for anyone on YouTube who might be watching, hit that subscribe button. You'll thoroughly enjoy it. So I'm here with Buns of Bread. I am Mr. Laggy, and our information is below as well. For those of you on Twitch, hit the follow. So, hello, Buns.
What's going on, my friend?
Not much. We both come off a stream today.
Yes, I'm trying out some new games. Mainly one new game that I'm not sure if I'm going to stick with or not, but you convinced me to play it.
So you know, you're about where I am.
Yep.
So that is classic WoW, everybody. For the people in the back. Classic WoW.
Let me do this real quick. Actually, that's fine. I was going to post the link to this a few places, but it doesn't really matter. So, yeah, our agenda for today, kind of running down the list real quick, is we're going to start with kind of leaning towards like successes kind of thing, basically, is what software we use and how we like it or why we don't like it. How our first couple streams went, the ones that we can remember. And then basically what was the highest point of our streaming careers so far. And also our lowest points, more or less.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll start with my software. I use a couple of things. I guess I'll talk about my hardware. So I've got a desktop that I bought from Best Buy on sale on Black Friday last year. It was pretty good sale. I got it like $400 off. As my gaming PC and streaming, I do not have a dual setup right now, just because I don't have the ability to do that monetarily. So my gaming PC, I also run all my streams through. Not like how some people have it, where it's split. One does each job. Mine is all together. So it handles the job pretty well. I've got a blue snowball mic attached to this mic arm here. And then for my headphones, I use HyperX headphones that I love because I don't have to adjust them manually. They've got like this nice little support here that just adjusts to your head automatically. So they're actually pretty comfortable. And then for my software, for my actual streaming software that I use to capture all of my audio and video, I use Streamlabs OBS or SLOBS, SLOBS. And that's the one that I like the most so far. I haven't messed with a whole lot of others besides just normal OBS. But I like the chat functions that they have, like the bot you can put in there. They have some built-in commands that make it pretty easy. Like they have a pre-filled like lurk command where it spits out a pre-filled in input if someone types an exclamation point lurk, stuff like that. It's pretty easy to use. And they've also got, like, if you ever get a merchandise store, you can run around your merchandise store through them. So then it's all like kind of centralized, which is something that I really like. You don't have to go to a bunch of different places to get stuff like themes or a merchandise store or a PayPal link or anything. It's all kind of in one spot, which I really like. Even if sometimes it's a bit clunky to use because they update it pretty frequently and then change where all the buttons go, which is really annoying.
That is.
I do like that it's all in one spot, which is always a big thing for me. So like this is, the version that I'm running is version 0.18.5. So it's still in beta technically, but I like it. Screw the buttons.
Who needs buttons?
Just quick command everything. But yeah, it's pretty good. the first thing that I'm probably going to update if I get enough money is probably my audio setup. I like my microphone, but it doesn't need a whole lot of customization. I would like to have an actual XLR mic that plugs into a mixer.
Yeah.
So I can adjust my gain and stuff on the fly and has it all pretty high quality. This is just a USB mic, which is better than just having like an auxiliary mic plugged in, like an aux cable, because that has a lot of interference and is more likely to have static sound in the background. USB mics are probably your best bet for an entry-level mic, in my opinion. So yeah, that's what I use for the most part. Pretty much, like I said, everything is in slobs, so I don't have to go a whole lot of other places. Like I don't use Nightbot or anything. I just use the built-in CloudBot stuff from Streamlabs.
That's
so
cool. Well,
what about you, Laggy? What do you use?
Well, I Rev, my blue snowball.
What's going on, Rev?
Well.
Yeah, I know you got a blue snowball.
See, I've got a Blue Yeti mic.
Yeah, that's basically a step up.
Oh, really? Okay, I thought it was in the reverse. Okay. So yes, I got actually I got this a couple of years ago. I thought I was going to be like, oh man, I'm starting a podcast and doing all this, and I've got friends who can talk. So I bought 3.
Oh damn! You bought 3
I
of them?
bought 3 on a Black Friday.
Holy shit.
So I've got a couple. If anyone needs one,
just send one to me. What are you doing here?
And I even tried to do like a month ago or something, or 2 months ago. I tried to do a podcast and it just didn't work. So I was like, oh, I'm finally using them, and it just didn't work.
Sip giveaway. Sip giveaway.
I got so many. So it's stupid.
You shouldn't have said that.
No, I
should
shouldn't
not have said how many
Damn
you
it.
had.
Well, highest subscriber or highest tipper might get something nice. Like $80 in tips, maybe. So I started off with that. I've got a Logitech camera. It was like the C922X something.
There's a tip.
There's a tip. Don't drink and drive. There's a tip.
Good tip. That's good tip.
All right, you're getting one, Eliza. Everyone, ElizaLies _ is our chat moderator here. Thank you so much for being here. So I had that at least, and then whenever I had gotten my tax return, and I was like, I want a computer because I haven't had a new one in years and years and years. So I went to iBuyPower, and I like building them. I don't really know much about them, but when I get to go on there and build them, I start to learn again, and I start checking out each component and seeing how they gauge against other components, and it's a lot of fun. And the most disappointing part is when you actually buy it because you can't keep researching. So I did that, but then you get it in the mail and you're like, holy shit, this is awesome. And I'm happy again. So I guess that means buy things, folks. It makes you happy. Yeah, material objects. 3 microphones, a new computer, and a camera. So it wasn't enough, though. I was like, oh, I still got money left over from this tax return. So I tried to get, so then I was like, I need a green screen. As you can see, I'm testing the new, I'm not doing the green screen anymore as I was last time. And so I've been streaming with the green screen the whole time, and I don't like it. I like the way it looks, but I don't like it in my room.
With 16 cameras, 2 mics, and 5 Stream Decks. If you've got 5 Stream Decks, Rev, I need you to send me one.
In the full ones, not the minis. You've got like 200 buttons at your disposal.
Yes.
So
ridiculous.
With that green screen package came 4 giant lights that filled my room, a big green screen with the framework and everything. So there was no room left for existing in the room. So I was like, 2 weeks ago, I was like, I'm done with it. But that's how I started. So with the software, I started with regular OBS, and
same.
I don't remember why, but I was like, okay, I will try the slobs. And I was like, okay, this isn't bad. I don't mind this. But then I was following a guy on YouTube who is making like alerts and stuff, and he needs it in OBS.live, Stream Elements. Wait, yeah, Stream Elements. So Streamlabs is slobs. Stream Elements. So in order for me to obtain those, I needed Stream Elements. And so I've been working with that ever since. I do have trouble with it because whenever I turn it on, my webcam doesn't work. So I have to activate, deactivate webcam, activate it, turn it off, turn the whole thing off, restart it, then it works. It's been for a month now that it just changed one day. So weird little things like that happen, but I guess it's good for computer resourcing. It doesn't burn out as much of your resources as the others do because it's based off of a browser system.
Right.
You input everything off the browser, so you're not wasting things. So things like when I was playing WoW, I would have a GIF of fire behind me.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
And it lagged the shit out of me on slobs. Like
it was bad.
It was really bad.
It was really bad.
So
I made you turn it off. Like their very first conversation.
Right.
Turn that shit off. I can't watch this.
Had to like figure out what is it that's doing it. And because you can't tell anything that's happening on your end and nobody's watching, so no one's telling me it's happening. So once you turn that up, once you essentially you put that in Stream Elements and you can bring it in as a browser, it should work fine, but I haven't done that because I'm done with it. Something new, got to change it. So that's where I'm at software-wise, computer-wise, mic-wise.
You need all three, like a press conference.
It would
be
like
a podium with all three of them.
You know, 3D sound. That would be awesome if laggy like just went around you at all times.
Stereo sound.
Yeah, and if I'm stealing from you in something, I'm behind you, just creepily stalking. Yeah, I think that would work.
That's the new ASMR thing right there.
That is laggy breathing behind you.
In stereo sound.
In stereo.
That would be a thing. But yeah, so we both start with OBS, which I think is a good starting point.
Yeah.
If you don't really know what you're doing or if you're going to do this for long, OBS is easy. You don't have many options, so you don't have to worry about breaking a whole lot of things or trying to figure a whole lot of things out. If you just want to try streaming sometime, I do think that just straight up OBS is a good way to go. You went head first into slobs. You started with slobs and have stayed there ever since. I like slobs. It's what I use. I love it.
I gotta test it out again. I'm sure there's a lot, but now it was bought out by Logitech, right?
Yeah, like during TwitchCon.
Yeah, so that could be good, or they could just forget about it. So it could be bad.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens with that.
So hopefully they enhance it.
I hope so, because it is doing pretty well right now, and I don't want it to go bad. Because I don't want to have to, like, I have so much shit built inside of it. I don't have to redo everything. Like, come on. It's so annoying. But real quick, while I'm thinking about it before I forget, we do have a Discord server now. For anyone interested, I think Eliza's already in it. But if anyone else there, we've got a Discord panel now below with the and just click on the panel and it'll take you there, which I've now realized I have made a different background color on the Discord and YouTube links than the rest of the panels, but that's okay. Okay, yeah, I thought I might have seen you one, but I couldn't remember of. So inside of there, we have some cool things. There's some things that I like, mostly because I came up with them, so I have to like them because they're my ideas.
That's confidence. Because I came up with them.
They're my ideas.
That's how I took it.
So I like it. No one else's ideas, or else they would. But no. So basically, we're kind of building what we call a level up system, more or less, where every week there'll be kind of a community goal of the stream. So like the one for next Monday for the 28th has been posted in the Discord channel, where basically we say, hey, if you want to get Basically, the goal this week is to spend 2 hours on other people's streams, active hours. So communicating with new streamers, finding out who they are, trying to make some new connections and new friends. Which we're kind of picking goals for in a way that are things that we know personally we're not good at and are hard to do. To try to force ourselves and our community to do things that are not very comfortable doing.
Right. And taking a step
Um,
back off of streaming a little bit, because that's something I'm considering now. Is I get on at like 9 in the morning, right, and nobody comes into my stream at 9 in the morning. So taking an extra hour a day in talking to other people might be good. Might just take a step
Right.
back off the streaming a little bit and network. Those kinds of things I think are very useful. I see people doing it to me all the time. So I should be also doing that and building a web of people to interact with.
Right. Like that's, how I found you and how I found Rev. We're through networking connections.
Right.
I know some people prefer to do it through social media stuff. Like they reach out to someone like they respond to someone's post on Twitter. And then if they like that person on their Twitter posts and their responses, they go to Twitch from there. I personally like going through Twitch first. So I can actually see the content that they're trying to create rather than the content that they're trying to perceive people. But trying to convince people to watch their content through social media is not the same as watching their content.
Right.
So I prefer to do it where I actually see their stuff first.
I agree with that.
So, which is not to say that it's a bad way to do it through Twitter, because you can get a lot more people more quickly, or at least interact with a lot more people more quickly, because you can just, you're going to the bathroom and at work or something, you're scrolling through Twitter, and you can reply to 5 Twitter posts in 30 seconds or whatever. So you can get a lot more interaction that way, but that's more of a shotgun approach where, in my opinion, social media should be a conduit for you to share bits of your content, clips and such. Exactly. So it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense which I need to be better about this too. I don't really share clips and stuff. I mostly just kind of do going live and shit like that is not worth it. And I know that, but I'm bad at doing the other stuff and I need to get better at it. So like Rev was saying here, the way to get people, in my opinion, to watch your content is to give them a snippet or sample of your content through social media. I'm bad at that. I know a lot of other streamers are bad at that. Laggy's bad at that. So that'll probably be a goal in the channel at some point. But going back to the level up system, so like this one is for the 1028 show, spend at least 2 hours actively participating in new streams. Let's be bad together. That's basically what this show is. That's the slogan of the show is let's be bad together.
Let's get good together.
So basically, if you complete this objective, we log it in a way. Basically, you react to the post. You click the green check mark there. I see that, and then I award you, for this one, it's 5 XP points, which is enough to level up from level 1 to level 2. Every time that you level up, you get access to exclusive level-specific text channels in Discord so that you can have more in-depth conversations with groups of streamers that are at a similar level of engagement as you or involvement as you. Not necessarily same size, but that they're people that have similar interest in similar ways that you do. So it can actually be, instead of a really kind of general discussion with a whole bunch of people, you can find maybe 3 to 5 people that are really trying to do the same exact thing as you, and you guys can work on it together. Which is the whole part of the level up system, is trying to find other people basically to connect with through the community. So there'll be other things as that grows, but basically you get assigned a role in Discord as you level up, and that gives you access to different channels. So keep an eye out for those in the Discord. That's something that I'm really excited about. I hope that it actually takes off and it's not just the stupidest idea in the world. But eventually will probably be some interaction with leveling ups in the chat, and maybe a little rewards or something like that kind of engage more people. So yeah, that was just something that I was thinking of and I wanted to let everyone know about before I forgot.
Get in there.
I'll talk about it again at the end in case we get more people in. But yeah, So we've talked about our software. I use Discord a lot, obviously, also for chatting with friends while I'm playing, to communicate with people outside of streams. It's a lot easier to do that than to just send someone an email or DM through Twitter. You can talk in Discord. It's a lot easier for me.
Yeah, I got to get used to it more.
It's definitely, there's a lot of options in there, which can make it a little bit intimidating. Especially if you're trying to manage your own server, trying to figure out rules and everything.
So I did want to make a comment as well. The reason why my complexion is so washed out today is because I have rearranged things to accommodate not having a green screen. So this sickly complexion reflects a lot of light.
No, you're just like Jesus or something. You're pure white.
The light emanates from this side of my head. Where is it? There it is. So it's strange, but it's one of those things you got to figure out. I got to spend more time figuring out how to arrange these light bulbs and mess with camera filters and everything to make me look more alive. Yeah. So
what you can do you know what gel is?
I haven't been able to use gel for quite a long time.
Okay.
No,
yeah, I didn't know.
I'm talking about hair gel, but
yeah. So
once upon a time I had
light gels. So you can get these things. Where are they? There we go. I learned about this back in high school when I was in tech theater. You can get sheets of colored plastic that that's how they make the different colors in stage lighting, is these sheets of plastic. They put them in front of the lights.
Yeah.
You can get some of those that are like, just gray or something that kind of filter out the light a little bit to make it a little bit dimmer.
That's a good idea.
And just lay that on top of your lights.
Yeah. That would be very easy. Thank you.
You can buy them on Amazon and shit like that. So, I personally, in case anyone's curious, so this light behind me in the right corner, looking at Betrayal Legacy, that's a hue light, so I can control that color, which I'm desperately trying to figure out a way to let my chat interact with that light. They tip or something and it flashes or whatever.
Yeah.
It's being a thing, and I'm probably gonna have to write some custom code for it.
I think,
or get someone to write me some custom code.
The little I did on research, it's all custom code.
Yeah. Do you know? Thank you, Eliza.
This is where the shine comes from. Is
all the hair gel.
Yeah, all the hair gel. The products.
So you cut your hair about an hour ago.
Yes.
And then did you just buff it?
I did. Turtle wax, actually. the classic 1980s cartoon joke of turtle waxing.
That's funny.
I'm going to
also.
Yes.
Go ahead.
No. You go.
I have another light looking straight at me, basically at this angle, that is also a hue floodlight. So it's dimmable. I can control the colors, stuff like that. Like if you're looking for something that you can have a lot of control over, they are a little pricey. I've had these for a few years though. So because they're LEDs, they last forever. But they're pretty nice. Like I've got some neat lighting that I think I got set up well. Good. I think that's a big part of it, is making your webcam look good. It's like I just turn off the light and suddenly I'm a lot darker and the camera's shittier and everything like that. Just turn it back on. I can adjust the colors pretty well. I can make myself look disgusting with red. Where is it? Did it change? Oh my god, I look hideous.
Is there a human color in there? Because I need that.
There's a soft white.
I guess that's kind of me in a nutshell. Just one soft.
Rev, what do you use? Do you use hue lighting, or you just use like some LED lights, or what? I've never seen what you've got set up there. I need to.
Yeah. Well, there is a 10-second delay between us and him, so
that's
bear
true.
with us.
We'll wait here a second. Okay, some adjustable warm and cool LEDs, just like stuff you bought off Amazon or something.
I got to fill these with that. That's all, probably. I've been thinking about it. Just didn't want to spend more money.
Yeah,
But we
that's
should
always
probably, I hate to do this, but we should probably progress. It's
No, I stole.
It's been a half hour. I stole it. Okay.
All right, so we'll continue moving along.
Yes.
So our first streams. I started a little bit before Laggy, probably a couple months,
Yeah.
not too long. And my first streams were, I think they were Smite. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Smite, which wasn't a bad game to start with. I didn't really get a whole lot out of it, and then I think I pretty quickly switched to Apex and Destiny. I think. Software.
Is that going to be my new
That's
tag?
your new nickname.
Yeah.
Yeah. June 23rd, 2018, Paladins. Oh, that's your first stream? Paladins, that's also a high-res game, isn't it? I think that's made by the same people that make Smite. Games. Yeah, Paladins is also high-res. Yep. So yeah, I did Smite and Realm. Yeah. I played Realm Royale a little bit. Not a whole lot. Is there a way for me to see what my very first stream was?
Not that I know of, but unless there's a history tab or something I'm not familiar with.
I think maybe there's like a third-party website that maybe can do it. You got it? All right. You should be able to post links, I'm pretty sure.
I think mine was Dark Souls.
Dark Souls? Okay.
Can't be one. It's either that or Chrono Trigger or something, or maybe Binding of Isaac. There's a lot. I just kept playing different things.
There's a lot.
So when do you think you had your first actual viewer? Do you remember? Or is that too far? Like how long into it?
Actual viewer. Probably a week.
Okay.
God, I need to not have white web pages open because it just blows out my face.
Yeah.
I look very similar. So I think it was in the first week, which I think is pretty normal potentially, just because like you're getting into streaming and you're pretty excited about it. So like your personality really comes through a lot because you're trying to really sell yourself. At least that's how it was. That's how I felt. I felt like that was actually some of my best streaming was in my very first time. Like the first month or so, because I was really excited about it. I definitely feel like I got the most growth within the first couple months, and then it just like plateaued from there.
Right.
And I don't know if it's like what exactly that is. I don't know if there's something in Twitch that displayed me in a different way or what. If I was playing different games that were working out better. But it was definitely in the first couple months I had the most growth, and now it's kind of stopped from there. It picks up every once in a while. Just kind of depends on what time of year it is. I feel like, honestly, and what games I'm playing. But I definitely feel like in the first couple months it was my best, which is always interesting.
Yeah, that's how it was. That's definitely how it's been for me. So I started with I mean, everything's kind of gone full circle. I think I started with Dark Souls and Chrono Trigger, honestly. And after all that time, I last week did Dark Souls, and this week I'm doing Chrono Trigger. So I've kind of gone full circle, just fighting for some viewers, I suppose, because I feel like I'm kind of back at the beginning.
Yeah,
a little bit. So yeah, because I think I was just doing it randomly on the weekends. I still had my job. I was making YouTube videos of Darkest Dungeon, just playthroughs as how do I edit? Okay, this is how I edit. This is learning thumbnails, all that jazz. And I was like, you know what? I got to try this. I got to figure this out. So I got my green screen and everything, set up all the lights. Was like, oh, I'm going to do a stupid run of Dark Souls, only bows run.
What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
And hey, buddy, welcome. So I was like,
February 14th. All right.
I was playing only bows for like 2 days, and then I looked at what other people were playing in Dark Souls, and one of the top guys was doing only bows. So it was not an original idea, especially at the time, where the top person doing it was doing the same thing. So it's very big into do your research as to what other people are doing around you, so you don't just do a worse version of it. Or, or whatever, or just a lesser known version, not necessarily worse. But yeah, I remember I got my first interaction on YouTube. Someone was actually watching every single video, which was weird, and left like a single comment. And then when I got into this, and like, I think it was about within the first week, someone talked to me. It was amazing. It felt so good. I was like, but then it's also like, I've been face to face with people typically, or on the phone with them for my jobs, ever since I've been working. And now I'm reading what they're saying and I'm misinterpreting everything, and they can't spell. So I don't know what they're saying, that kind of stuff. I'm like, oh, this is a struggle. So that part's been interesting, but yeah, that was I think it was a relatively successful first like 2 weeks. By the time I got my first follow, someone followed me, that kind of thing. So, and it's good to see even some of the people who first subscribed to me are still talking, or still are coming in and hanging out now that they've got that first badge next to them. Can actually tell who those are.
So I posted a link there, Laggy, that is your past streams in the past year. So your first stream was 2 days after mine.
No way.
February 16th.
And it was Dark Souls. No, was it?
No, it was Divinity, I think. Yeah, Divinity 2.
First stream was Divinity?
Welcome in, Bubby.
Oh, this is going... Hold on,
I hope you're doing all right. Looks like you're dealing with some stuff, but I appreciate you coming in. Hopefully we can be insightful for you a little bit, or at least entertaining at the very least.
Oh, this is fun. That's cool. I gotta look at that.
So you can see your statistics here. I didn't even know about this. I just kind of Googled things until I found something. But yeah, so that was Laggies, and then I need to sort this by... You can sort it... By default, it does not sort from descending.
That might be my problem.
I feel like good just dealing with a lot and have to think about something. Okay, and I feel like reading a thing. I wouldn't worry about it a whole lot personally, Bubby. I've seen deaf streamers that have 20 people watching them, and they aren't talking back. It's all text based. So just kind of take your time to read things if you need to, if that helps. I don't know what's the best way for you to deal with your dyslexia. But
tough.
If that works for you, just to reread it a couple times, I don't think that's a problem. Especially if you're kind of upfront about it. It's kind of what I've noticed. Like if you have somewhere in your About Me section that says, hey, it might take me a little bit to respond to you or something. I have to sometimes read things a couple of times. People are actually more understanding on Twitch than I gave them credit for at first. And if they are going to have a problem with it, then you always have the ban button. So I wouldn't let that stop you, honestly.
And it might actually bring out other people who are also dyslexic, who can sympathize with it. So
exactly, Rev. Good idea.
You could set up
someone types in.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like if you put something in your title that says !, chat or something, and then someone types that into the chat, it spits out something saying, hey, this, and this about me. Don't take this the wrong way or whatever. It might take me a little bit to respond. Whatever you want to put, but that's not a bad idea at all. I just think it's something helpful.
To put that.
In your about me section, yeah. I kind of try to put things like that, like my dogs are always barking. So like in my about me section it says, you might hear my dogs in the background. Just kind of making light of it, like not trying to make it seem like it's actually a detriment in any way. Just kind of make it something unique about you that people can relate to, maybe. Because obviously you're not the only one like that. So you don't have to try to cater to people like you are. People will deal with it how they want to deal with it. So I wouldn't let it hold you up at all. I would go right into it and just kind of put something in there that maybe not even like a disclaimer or something. Like I was saying, just kind of make it something that's unique to you. Make it, own it, make it your thing.
Exactly. And don't wear it as a, where is that a badge? Wear it as a badge. See, where is it as a badge? I've got verbal dyslexia. I do that constantly, and it drives me insane. But yeah, be proud of what you got. If other people don't like it, get them the hell out of there.
As another example, actually, so one of the biggest streamers that I don't watch a whole lot of big streamers because I like to actually have the interaction, is a guy that streams Smite. He's one of the biggest ones, called Incon. He has Tourette's. Like, he has facial tics and stuff because of it. He doesn't have any verbal reactions anymore, but just he has facial tics. So he owns it in the way of calling his community the twitchiest community. And it'll be like, his going live thing is always like, Incon is going live with the twitchiest community. When he thanks people for subscribing or donating, he'll be like, thanks for supporting the twitchiest community on Twitch. Stuff like that. Like, he doesn't let his disability or his differences cause any actual problems for him. He owns it and makes it his thing, his little gimmick. So I wouldn't let it be a problem.
This is your space, not theirs.
Yep. It's your thing.
If they want to be a part of it, they accept it, and most people will. So, that's been one of the biggest surprises I've had here, is how accepting people are. And once I actually started delving in and seeing people with Tourette's and having people really respond to it positively, was shocking. I just assumed that would be just the easiest thing to mock. They can't control something.
Right.
On the internet.
Right.
God damn. But it, people come out in waves in support. So that's awesome.
But yeah, all right. Well, continuing down our agenda.
Yes.
Or if anyone else has any questions, feel free to pop them in there or whatever.
Throw them in there.
Respond how we can. So we've talked about our first streams. We've posted our links there if anyone's curious. I might actually post those in our panels so people can actually see the in-depth breakdown of our channels.
Yeah.
Because I think that could be something interesting for people to see.
This is bringing
Not
back a
a
lot
problem,
of memories.
Bubby. That's what we're here for, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
If you have any other questions off stream or whatever, there's a Discord link below. You can join that and chat with us anytime. And kind of keep up to date with what's going on. So let's talk about our greatest streams and our worst ideas that we...
Oh, yes.
There's a number of them. Yes, Rev is a great resource. He's a great guy. Obviously, you know that, Bubby, since you know him. But so I guess I'll go first because you've kind of got some bigger, higher and low things, and I kind of want to end on those with you, Laggy.
Sure.
Not to put you on the spot, but I find them more interesting. So
it's been a weird ride.
My greatest time was probably not even like what got me the most views or the most followers. Just the time that I had the most fun was my first and so far only 24-hour stream. I did it about a month ago, maybe a little bit over than that, maybe. But I did a for charity 24-hour stream. So I was raising money for a charity in Indiana a foundation in Indiana called Ben's Ranch Foundation. that I found because my mother was on the board of, and she was trying to figure out different ways to get people involved with it, basically. And she reached out to me just to see if I was interested, basically just to let me know about the thing. And then at about the same time, I had started doing streaming. So I was like, well, let me grow my community a little bit, and then maybe I can do a charity stream. Um, and it was so much fun. Like, it didn't feel like 24 hours. It went fast, and I did not expect to have like any viewers during the nighttime, like from midnight to 6 or whatever. I didn't expect to have anything. That was honestly probably when I had the most.
Wow.
And I was playing games like Batman Arkham Origins and shit, like not new stuff. Like people had to go out and like try to find me. Um, it was very bizarre, and I almost think it might have been because I was using the charity tag. So if people are looking for a charity to donate to or something, or a charity stream, they can just search that, and then I would show up. Um, my very first 24-hour charity stream was my greatest. It's where I met Drawers. Yep, Droopy Drawers, and so many friends made that night. My worst, first time I tried to do a UFC fight competition while playing Forza Dumb. Yeah, I've heard the legends of your first 24-hour stream, Rev, and it sounds like it was great. And it's made some lasting relationships for you that have turned into something pretty big, right? Which is kind of what inspired me to do my 24-hour stream.
Can't stay awake for more than 2 hours.
That's also true. Yeah, I was fueled by coffee and adrenaline. I was tired for so long after. But it was great. I did not expect the reaction that I did. And I didn't get a whole lot of followers, or a whole lot of I didn't get any subscribers. I didn't get any direct donations to me, which is not what I was trying to do anyway. But it was still it was the greatest time that I've ever had streaming. People were interacting a lot, and I think it might have been because of the charity tag that I was using. It kind of shows your personality that you're willing to do that even before people even see what you're streaming.
Right.
Because they know that you're doing something for charity, or should be if you're using that tag. So then they kind of already have an impression of you. So that was my greatest one. My least favorite time that I streamed, and probably the worst decision that I've made, and I wish I hadn't done it, is I did a giveaway, a $25, or like maybe it was a $50 Amazon gift card giveaway to push me over into Twitch affiliate. So basically you had to follow and hang out in the chat, and then you would use the currency that you generated from following and chatting to buy entries into the giveaway. So it wasn't a bad system. I just didn't get anything out of it other than empty follows. Right. I even got someone that came in with a bot to try to win. Like just, they spammed me with like 20 follows.
Wow.
To try to win. And then they were all gone the next day. Obviously.
Yeah.
So I wish I hadn't done it because it gave me a false sense of growth. I felt like, even though I knew it wasn't the case and I'd set myself up for this, like I had told myself, a lot of these followers are never going to come back. It's nothing about that. They're just trying to get the entries. And I told myself I want to be bugged by that because I'm just trying to get to affiliate and I just want to make it. But it bugged me, and more than it should have, because I set myself up. It was my own fault. I shouldn't have done it. It's not like I did anything against terms of service, but I did a giveaway expecting certain results. I got the results, but not how I wanted them to, which is why I've never done a giveaway since.
I accidentally got affiliate during a test stream. It made me feel like a saltine cracker.
I'm not entirely sure what that means.
I need explanation, but
I'm going to go with that's a bad thing.
Right. Just accidental. Yes.
What were you test streaming? Like a cooking stream? Like getting set up for it? I'm really curious about this now. But like, I was happy at first that I got affiliate, but then I was like, this was a waste of time. I'm really not at 50 followers because they're never going to come back. Right. So what was really the point? I hadn't probably streamed yet, so I was testing everything out and how it worked. Oh, okay. So you got 50 followers in one day? I already had the followers. Oh, okay. So you had the number of followers, but you didn't have the number of hours in.
Oh, okay. And all of a sudden,
And then you pushed it over by doing the test stream. That's funny.
yeah.
That is funny. But yeah, so
I think that's a good. I mean, that's a good learning situation for sure.
yeah,
You know, going through that and
I
having
felt like a cheater.
you felt like a cheater. Hey, you already had the followers. That's the hard part. All right.
That is the hard part, and
So-
the concurrent viewers having the 3 average was hard for me.
And the fact that I thought you said I felt like a cheetah. At first, I thought that was awesome, but had to reread it.
Rawr.
Like, I don't know how she felt like a cheetah, but if that's how she feels, we're okay with that now. Was the last 50 followers was the last one? Oh yeah. Same here, Rev.
Yeah, same with me.
That's the hard part. It's getting 50 people to like you.
Apparently not for Eliza.
Yeah, Eliza's.
Now, question for you, Eliza, and I mean this in the nicest way. So don't take it like in the wrong way. I'm genuinely curious because you're a female streamer.
Too late.
I know. I shouldn't have said it how I did. But do you think you got some of your followers because you're female?
Boom.
I'm genuinely curious. Not saying that you didn't deserve them, because you obviously do. But do you think that did anything that affected followers in any way? Horrible setup, legit question. I know. But I was just like rambling.
That's got to be the hardest question to answer. It's especially, I mean, she's only one person.
Right.
You know, as much as I've been curious about that, it's you don't have that other perspective.
For sure. Most of my streams pull in an average of 12 views, but I only stream once every 6 months. Being female is a contributing factor, but I hardcore supported for 8 hours a day every day. Yeah. So you grew your relationships through Twitch before you even started streaming.
Wow.
Is basically what you're saying. You had a whole network of stuff already going basically before you even went live at a certain point.
I mean, that's one way to approach it.
Where I am today for showing a little moose knuckle. Oh, Rev.
The imagery.
Yep. What else? That's true, because you mostly just do, or you only do, the cooking streams, right?
Yeah, I mean, if people are looking for that, I mean, that's kind of what happened to me with mine. Is people were looking for that specific thing that day, and they found it. So
yeah. So on to your stuff, Laggy. We'll continue answering these sidebars as we go.
Sure.
But
so at the time I hit affiliate, I had like 35 followers, maybe something. No, maybe no. Yeah.
You would have had 50, but
well, the day that I hit it, I started with 35 and ended with
okay,
like 70.
I remember that day. I stopped and I was like, "What the hell is happening?"
It was a hectic day, and it was the best. So I got up in the morning, and there had been this game that I've owned since last October, I think, Legends of Aria, and they had been making all these lavish promises since then, and before then, before I got it in beta, that they were going to do their Steam release. Oh, we're going to do our Steam release, and then we're going to open up new lands and all this crap. And they never were doing it. They just kept pushing it back. And I stopped playing probably in December, I'm guessing. So I played for like 2 months and forgot about it. So it got to be whenever it was, May or June or July, whenever, when I was really actively doing this on a daily basis, that I woke up and I don't know what I saw. I don't know why I knew, but I saw that, Legends of Aria is expecting to do their Steam release at 2 p.m. that day Eastern. So I'm like, okay, that's a thing. That's an opportunity. And I got on the horn with a friend of mine who is in my stream a lot, Casto, and I go, listen, I think I have to stream a game I really don't want to stream. Like, this game sucks, and they are full of false promises. But it's going to be out, and I look, and there's one guy, and that one guy is probably still playing it. But there's one guy, he had 20 viewers probably, and so I'm like, all right, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it and see what happens. In honesty, from an outside perspective, Eliza has done an absolutely amazing job fostering meaningful relationships because she's very real. That kind of goes a long way. She's clever, funny, charismatic, all-around delight to ever talk to. That absolutely. That, and she's my wife's step. Yeah.
There's all these conversations going on in Rev's Discord server. They're always funny.
Oh,
wow, I'm blushing. Yeah, you should be. It's all true though.
Right.
Very
I mean,
true.
I've only known you like twice now, 2 days, like 2 weeks ago now, but you seem very nice. That was weird. So, how do you end a sentence like that? But so I was like, all right, so it's expected at 2 p.m. People are going to want to know about this game. I own it already. So I just put in like answering questions about this game. Yeah, as the title, whatever. And I just started playing. And throughout the day, I was getting more and more and more people coming in talking about it. And I started to find out that the day before, they had released this big patch that removed a lot of the reason for me to play it, which was open world PvP with a full loot system. So you murder somebody and you loot everything off their corpse, which was the old Ultima Online style. And the day before, they removed all of that, which made the game completely meaningless to me. So I literally had stood there for hours, not playing the game, and just talked to chat about what was happening. And I peaked at 74 viewers that day and greatly surpassed my goal of getting to 50, obviously. I was happy to get 2, but it just kept happening. And that was also in part due to like Grimdy was coming in and forcing people to follow and posting it on Twitter and stuff. So there was some assistance in that, but also it was the right place at the right time. Found you from Grimdy? All right. Look at that. Grimdy's a good guy. I hope he comes back soon. But it was an interesting process because that was a Friday night. Oh, and just to give you an idea, they pushed back the release on Steam even further that day because they can't keep their promises. So that was, I think, a Friday. And then I had the weekend to go. I don't want to play this game on Monday, but everyone that followed me is expecting me to play it. So what do I do? So I found like a community server that is called Legends of Ultima, and that has all the rules and stuff of the game that I want to play. So I started just going there and had a wonderful time. I mean, the viewers went from 74 that day. The next week it went from probably 40 to 30 by the end of the week. The next week 20 to 10, yada yada. But it was fun because I met the developers of this community server who are seemingly very good people, very nice, and they did a developer stream with me. Like, one of the developers spent an hour and a half with me going through new parts of the map, talking about things that had never been really discussed before on stream, and it was amazing. And it immediately went away. They stopped talking to me because I played the game less, because it was getting less views because it's a business. So that was like my decision was, hey, do I keep trying to push this game that I can see obvious decline from, or do I try and ride it out as long as possible? And I don't know if I made the right decision, but I left it. And
in my opinion, I think you did, because your content isn't going to be good, in my opinion, if you're not enjoying the game that you're playing.
right. And I made a YouTube video about it much later about how to start in that particular server, and that's been my best YouTube video thus far. But it's also like there's not enough for me to do that is enjoyable, so I gotta cut the cord for a little while. But then yeah, so that was fun. It was just one really hectic day. Like I can't imagine having 74 people in my stream every day who are active and talking. I would love to do a just chatting of that all the time,
Right.
and just shoot the shit constantly with people. And on top of it, I met someone who has become a good friend of mine now, who I've only heard legend of over the years in the Ultima circle, who's at Cat's Purr, and she does a lot of MMO streaming and stuff. And she came in and talked to me. I'm like, I recognize you from YouTube and other people talking about you. And so that's obviously the thing I'm most thankful for having done that stream that day. But it's, yeah, that I knew I was at least in the mindset of this isn't going to last by any means. But how do I get this again? And I haven't been able to achieve it. And now I'm lucky if I get 6 people in my stream. So it's been the hunt for something again ever since. It's that addictive personality, I guess. You're trying to get that high again. But
Right.
trying to figure out from a business standpoint how to hit the market at the right time every single time. It's like, playing the stock market essentially.
Right.
With video games, and you have to spend money on these games, and not having a real source of income is kind of a hindrance right now. But essentially, I think probably my worst decision is just falling back on the same games over and over, because I don't want to purchase new games.
Right.
And I've kind of diverted my focus away from YouTube, which is because I don't know what to make. And I think I've got to spend some real effort into putting out good separate content there, so that when they come here, they get other good content to fulfill them throughout all day. Just fill your day with laggy.
It's everyone's dream, right?
It is. It should be, at least. I mean, if it were, then we wouldn't be here.
It's pretty much true.
So that's that in a nutshell.
Yeah, it's very different stories, which is why I like doing this with Laggy, because we have very similar but also different experiences.
Yeah.
That hopefully can at least resonate on some level with a lot of people that are watching. Because I think a lot of it's the same. You have maybe one day that's a peak at first, and then you're just trying to figure out what was different that day. Was it actually something that I did different, or was it a completely random occurrence?
Yeah.
And if it was a random occurrence, then how do you make it so that it does happen again? Which I need to get better about, going back and reviewing my own streams to see if I would even watch my own content.
Right.
But it goes back to what we had talked about last time. Like, it's so hard to, if you have time to stream, it's so hard to do something else rather than that.
Right.
Even though you know that it would actually help you probably more.
Yeah. Everything else will help you more in your streaming career when you're a small streamer. It seems. I mean, this is what people say. That's the hardest thing to do, watching your own VODs. I think what you got to do is
suck at it.
Make YouTube videos, because you force it.
You have to edit them and everything.
Yeah, and you get comfortable with hearing yourself and seeing your different moods, and being like, wow, this one fucking sucks. But I'm putting it out because it's content, right?
Right.
It's not art, it's content. It's just zeros and ones. But it's getting that level of energy every time, let me rephrase. It's the hardest thing to get into a habit of. Yes. Just sitting back and watching, that's very difficult to do. And because it's also, if you stream for 4 hours, 4 to 8 hours. You got to comb through that.
Right.
That ain't easy. So, and by the way, I just realized this episode is not sponsored by Earwolf. Like podcast, let's try and cover that up. But yeah, just to go back on what we were talking about with Twitter, making Twitter videos, I've tried that once, and I don't know if I mentioned this last episode, but I had screwed it up. I spent 2 days making a 45-second clip, and I was like, well, wow, nobody watched it. Like a week later, like nobody has watched this thing. And I went back and I clicked on it, and it was just blur. It was just a pile of garbage. It was 2 days down the drain because I didn't format it correctly, and I have yet to investigate why that was. But it disheartened the hell out of me. But I probably just need to shrink the aspect ratio or something. But there's a lot of research that you have to do into each format, because I made that video for YouTube with the YouTube dimensions and everything. But that does not work apparently for just a direct to Twitter video. If I would have just put it onto YouTube and linked it, that would have been fine. But yeah, but then I didn't want 45-second video sitting on my YouTube. I don't know if that's good or not. I don't know if that's good content. So it's tough. It's a lot to work out, and I always suggest one at a time. I did them all at the same time, and then I blew myself out completely. So I don't do Twitter. I don't do YouTube now. I'm just Twitching, and it's not progressing me. So focus your energy and manage your time well.
Which is kind of the point of back to the level up system, trying to give us some direction personally to figure out new things to do. Rev says average viewership time in any stream is 2.5 hours, statistically speaking. So streaming on average 3 to 4 hours is, statistically speaking, the most productive time frame for smaller streamers to grow. Good information.
That is good information. Is there anything Rev, about time of day per well, not necessarily per, I guess per time zone it would be, but there's got to be peaks. I've seen things with peaks for certain days and stuff, but I don't know what to really trust and what to go off of. Because as I was saying before, my 9 a.m. shift doesn't really work out for me until about 10:30 or 11. So should I be doing like an 11 to 3 kind of thing? And just spending, like masking. See, this is the point of this, right? We all ask each other for advice.
And I think there's a whole lot more of social engineering than people put credit for with Twitch. You have to think about an average person. What are they doing at 9 o'clock in the morning?
Right.
They're either in school or just getting into work. So by 11, they're getting ready for lunch, or they're winding down their morning activities or whatever. So they might have some more time. And then going into the afternoon, people are doing a bunch of work in the afternoon, after work usually. Gets to be about 3:30 maybe. They start getting ready to go home. They might check in again maybe every once in a while during that time, but then they're going to be driving home probably from 4 to 5, or from 4 to 6 for some people. And then the evenings, when I'm home in the evenings, I don't start streaming until 7 because I spend time with my wife after she gets back, and we have dinner and stuff like that. So if that's the average thing for someone to do, that's why I then push my streams to be later, because then people are watching TV or something usually, and instead of watching TV, they might go watch Twitch or something.
Right.
They're kind of winding down for the day watching something.
That's something I got to consider if daytime streaming is ideal. I was hoping to capture the people at work demographic. Primetime hours are the hardest for discoverability. Morning hours and early afternoon are golden hours because it's not as saturated, and people in retail and such have rotating shifts. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, which is a large chunk of the population. Putting it out on social media is very important, though. And that's something that's something I've been steering away from the beginning, is not filling any social media with plugs.
Right.
But because I don't really provide other content. If I was providing other content, a plug here and there would be fine. But I'm not doing that, so I don't want to just be a plug channel. So first I got to grow my just random brain droppings to throw onto Twitter. Then
Right.
intermittently put in, hey, I'm streaming, yada yada.
Yeah.
But I like what Rev does on Rev. I like what you do on Twitter with your actual videos, because I don't like typing things out and you just sit there with your camera and you make a video and put it onto Twitter. I think I'd be a lot better at doing that. Watch your VODs and just snap some clips and put up. Yeah, I should.
Yep.
Because I've avoided it because videos I watch tell me not to do it, but it seems to get traction.
Yeah, that's kind of the whole point of this is the videos aren't always right because those were made, a year ago or something.
Yeah.
That might not have worked for them a year ago, but that seems to be the thing now.
Videos and pictures are attention grabbers too. Yeah. All right. Might spend half my day doing that tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it's also important to have a scheduled time, like maybe a couple hours on a certain day to do things like this.
Yeah.
Because if you just kind of say, "Oh, I'll get to it eventually," at least for me, I'll never get to
I'll
it.
never get to it.
I have to schedule my time out.
That's what my Tuesdays and Thursdays are supposed to be, but I've run dry.
Yeah.
So,
well, now you know what to spend it on.
Yeah. What I think I should shorten my Wednesday. Why did I start at Wednesday? Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. Shorten those so that I'm not so burned out each day.
Yeah.
And give people something to look forward to. Maybe do 6 hours instead of 8.5, something like that. Absence.
Well, then, so if you cut it early or start later, then you also have more time that is used to being dedicated to content anyway, so then you can go spend that time in other streams or on social media or something,
right,
without feeling like you're cutting into your family time.
Yeah. Or I can actually raid people and hang out with them for a minute instead of being like, I gotta go. I started setting reminders for myself to post certain things during peak traffic hours on Twitter and Instagram based on their algorithms, which aren't very
many.
Okay. But can be leaps and bounds effective.
Many. Got it. That's a good idea. Make, calendar events or recurring alarms or something saying, hey, post something on Twitter now or in the next hour.
Yeah.
Something. Just to keep yourself honest is, I think, a lot of the big part of it is to not lie to yourself.
And to make it good. My problem is I always got to look at it and say, is this good? Right. And it never is, because it's me and I don't think anything I do is good, so it never goes out. But you gotta be more lenient on yourself.
Yep.
And just let things go and put stuff out there that's moderately enjoyable. But we are hitting a little over our 1 hour mark.
Yeah, I think we should wrap it for today. We're going to be back sooner than usual because this was a little bit of an impromptu stream that we decided to do 2 days ago. But we will be back on the 28th. So back to our normal scheduled day of Monday. Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern time, we will be doing another stream. And real good. So remember to check out the Discord server. I think everyone in the chat has already joined. But feel free to ask questions there or follow up with the level up system. Let me know give me feedback on the level up system. If you don't think it's good or if you have any things that you would like to have changed or something, let me know. Because that's a growing idea, obviously. And there'll be a lot of those. I'm going to come up with a lot of stupid ideas that I need feedback on.
Yeah, stupid ideas are are great.
So we'll be back Monday. Everyone have a good week. I'll probably see a couple of you guys in other streams and stuff like that. So appreciate everyone coming out. Thank you, Rev, for participating. It's always great to see you and talk with you and everything. Thank you, Eliza, for being our so good moderator and answering my very odd question.
I hope you haven't had to ban too many people.
I don't think we've had too many people that need to be banned.
No. Ban Rev. Sorry.
But thanks for coming out, Rev. Thanks for the follow earlier. Thanks for stopping in, Bubby.
Thanks, Rev.
We'll thank you for the clips, Eliza, as well.
Absolutely. I got to go back and watch those and maybe post them on Twitter. But and guys, anyone
on Twitter
possibly watching this on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button, comment below, hit the like button, and follow that Discord. I got to start putting that into our section. Boy, I've lost a word. Very important word. Description below.
Yes.
There we go. And come join us on Twitter and Twitch. I meant to say Twitch initially, but follow us on both. Come hang out with us while we're in stream. We have kind of opposing stream schedules, which is good. So one of us will generally be on at all times at some point. So we love you guys, and you all have a good night.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Take care. Joff.